太坚强了，我不容知道吗？
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to begin our service in honor of Kevin. I'd like to please ask everyone to put their phones on silent or on mute before we begin. So our first order will be Vicky and Pearl coming up for a family tribute to Kevin. Would you like me to go first? I'll go first. Okay.
Good morning. I am Vicky Su, Kevin's wife. Thank you for coming to Kevin's funeral today. I am actually not a good speaker in public. I was thinking, what should I say about my Kevin today? And then instead of talking about Kevin, I decided to say something to Kevin. I wrote this to Kevin on April 30th, 2024. At that time, I was thinking, when Kevin wakes up, then he can ride away with this beautiful car, and then that I write to him. Now this became an undelivered card forever, so I decided to read to Kevin now. My dearest honey Kevin, today is our 25 years wedding anniversary. I love you. Thank you for being such a wonderful husband and a great father, always taking good care of me and Pearl. We miss you so much. Miss you always neglect me and Pearl. Hurry up, otherwise we will be late. Miss you lying down on our bed with your signature mermaid pose, reading on your phone. Miss your very loud snorings. Miss the sound while you open a can of your favorite beer. Miss you join me and Pearl to where we want to go. Miss the sound from the key when you open the door, and then Pearl and I, we know you are home. Kevin, we love you so much. This home is not the same without you. We really pray that you could wake up very soon. Happy 25 years wedding anniversary. I love you forever. Yours, Vicky. April 30, 2024. My dearest husband, Kevin, from now on, the team in our family has been reduced from a three people team to a 2 people. This means Pearl and I, we need to be much more stronger than before. Work much harder than before in order to carry on the same equal great quality life when you were with us. Pearl and my life without you are much tough, especially we both are spoiled by you. Me, spoiled by you for the entire 25 years of our marriage. And Pearl spoiled by you for 14 years since the day one she was born. My dearest husband Kevin, today in front of all our family and friends, I promise you I will be strong for our daughter Pearl. And I will also do my very best effort to nurture our daughter Pearl to become a great person that you and me will always proud of. My dearest husband Kevin, I knew now you are watching me and Pearl, and you are protecting me and we will be fine, so you don't have to worry about us. You take it easy and rest in. My dearest husband Kevin, husband ever, you were such a thoughtful and caring person. I was super lucky married to a wonderful man like you for the full 25 years. I love you, Kevin. I love you. I love you. Talk about it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Pearl. I'm Kevin's daughter. I would like to start off by saying thank you. Thank you to everyone sitting here, and thank you to everyone who is watching, and thank you all for coming, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we are commemorating Kevin, a colleague, a friend, an uncle, a brother, a son, a husband, and a father. Instead of focusing on the losses today, let us think about what we have gained. My dad would always say, life is too short, and it is too short, but we should not let that scare us. These words encourage us to take risks, do what we want safely, and move forward. This goes the same for my father's death. Because life is too short, we should not dwell on it forever. Life can throw unexpected things at you, but you take it and run with it. In the end, these things will happen, and you can't change what has already occurred, but what you can change is how you react to these situations. On the day of the solar eclipse, it was the first time Dad had not returned home since 2015. The last time, he stayed overnight at a hospital. It was for surgery for his broken arm. This time was different because we were unsure if he would return home. You may know my father as a witty, selfless, stylish, silly man, a nice guy. That is what everybody calls him, but at home I know him as somebody different. To me, my father was a man of few words. At home, he is silent. Outside, he is he loves my mother and I any less. At home, his actions speak much. Until now, I never really recognized or took the time to appreciate how impactful and meaningful his seemingly ordinary tasks were to me. I especially dwelled over my father's death because I thought that the 14 years we had together was too little time. But in reality, the huge raw amount we spent together during that period makes up for all of it. Most of the kids my age will likely take this home. To this very day, at 14, my dad had been accompanying me to the end. My dad told me not to take this for granted, but I always took this for granted. And when we would get into fights, he would threaten me by saying he wouldn't drive me to school. And I thought this was ridiculous because he made it sound like I hated taking the subway, but I thought that taking it was a simple task, and it is a simple task. But that was not the point. How it made my life slightly easier. What it was about was the time taken out of his day to do that for me, his presence, just him being there with me in that car that made him driving me so meaningful. I remember when he would take me to so many restaurants after school, or when we would drive really far to buy groceries. Specifically, during my days at King Edward Public School, one of my highlights was that we would buy a kid-size hot chocolate and butter croissant every day at Manic. My dad also always used to wait there at school in the yard with me, all the way up until grade 6, and I really loved him, but couldn't help but feel like a little bit embarrassed to speak to my friends in front of him. But now, at UTS, when I see parents picking up their children, dropping them off, or waiting for them at the subway together, I cannot help but smile and think of my father and all the bittersweet memories. Now knowing he did all these things because he loves me so much. My dad was never one to give me lectures or lessons by verbally scolding me, but there was one thing he indirectly taught me. From what I hear from a lot of you, my dad apparently always speaks about me, and when he does, it is always about piano. One of the reasons why I still play and perform piano to this day is because of my father. It all started when my mom signed me up for piano class. However, she signed me up like 2 to 3 weeks before the winter concert. This meant I had 2 to 3 lessons to learn whatever I could as a beginner and then perform. And this particularly was very scary for me as a little 7-year-old girl because I actually found out about the concert last minute, and I was a newbie at the piano, and I also had never performed in front of an audience of people that I knew and did not know. On top of that, I was very shy, so of course, this was very scary. Fearing of all the possible disasters that may happen while performing, I was looking at the exit. My mother, fearing I would cry, looked at the exit and my father. My parents were not one to particularly let me cry because, especially my mother, because she would say that my eyes would turn really red. But doesn't that happen to everyone? So I was really itching to leave that concert, and the clock was ticking. Participants had been finishing their performances. Pearl Phoenix Tsai was about to be on soon, and I had to make a decision fast. My mother was already asking if we should leave to my father, but all he said was that it was okay. Telling me about how their tiger moms and dads are always forcing them to do things and how much they hate it. At that moment, I felt some betrayal that my dad was encouraging to stay. At the same time, he was not really forcing me. So because of that, I actually felt like going up myself now. Thus, I played Old MacDonald with my and nothing went wrong. So that ended up being a really wonderful experience for my parents and a great confident booster for me. Because of Dad, I am now more brave and willing to take risks. Without him, I would probably not be playing or at least performing the piano today. Last of all, I remember how he used to hold me every day. Mom always told me about how Dad would never let me go after I was born. This persisted for the next 14 years. He held me every day and will continue to as my father lives and will continue to live inside of me. I would also like to mention that our grief and tears today are a sign of how much we love Kevin, and although he is not here with us consciously, we will never forget him and the memories we all share and created with him. I would also like to remind you all that every single one of you here means so much to my father, and to him you are all his family.
Pearl, you're so incredibly talented. That was beautiful. So next we are going to have friends eulogizing Kevin. We're going to begin with Jamie and then Cheryl, and then we are having a speaker for about 5 minutes, I believe, from someone from a local establishment, I'm not sure the name, and then Dr. Paul Arnold. And then after that, anyone who feels that they would like to come up and speak about Kevin are more than welcome. James?
Kevin knows a lot of people. No pressure. I'm Jamie, and I'm a friend of Kevin's, and Vicky and Pearl's, and their family. I don't play piano. Kevin is an old soul, not in a cranky old man when I was young kind of way, but in a Yoda kind of way. Beyond his age kind of way. If there are any architects in the room, if Kevin was a building, he'd be designed by Aldo Rossi. Timeless, with good presence, quirky, genuine, and somewhere you want to spend time in silence or in discussion. I met Kevin 30 years ago, so we've been friends a long time. But Vicky, you found him first. But what's wonderful about Kevin, though, is even if you'd known him less than a year, you'd have known him in the same way, because his spirit was fixed. Reading the posts on the guest book, I can see everyone feels pretty much the same way about Kevin, using words like kind, knowing, caring, compassionate, friendly, genuine, happy, calm, and big guy, with his jingling keys, chain, and rings, not to mention his signature cigar or dinner. Many of you probably enjoyed food and drink with Kevin and saying something like, "For my ladies at home." I'm going to really miss the weekly pint of Guinness photo text summoning me to PJ's or Rex's or Sneaky D's or some other establishment across the city. My son Oliver is going to miss showing Uncle Kevin his programming or his artwork. My boy is now far too big to sit on Uncle Kevin's lap, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Kevin would have let him if he wanted to. I have many great stories about Kevin, from the time Jamie there is a person with a knife running around Tim Hortons, what should I do, to helping me build architectural models into the night. But there are 3 short stories I'd like to share today that embody how I feel about my best friend and confidant and his spirit. I'm certain you'll relate to part of them. The first one is about when we first met in his mom's basement in Westdale, Hamilton, near McMaster U. I was there building Tamiya car models with Kevin's stepbrother Derek. Essentially a competition of who could paint and assemble the tidiest model, ideally without gluey fingerprints on the windscreen. And Anton, you'll remember that. The table was neatly laid out with everything in great order. And Kevin appeared at the bottom of the stage. Our models were cool, but that mine was best. We all laughed, and he introduced himself to me, and Kevin then went to sit at his own round table nearby, which was a quagmire of wires and black boxes plugged into each other, and computer boards and resistors and microchips. And well, I wanted to compliment him too, but I didn't really know what to say. So I probably said something like, "What is that?" And when he plugged it into the screen, it actually worked. It was his computer. So here I was building, plastic models, and he was building Big Blue. The second one I'll call Woodworking Apprentice. Many of you may not have pictured this with all of Kevin's urban living and gadgets, but he did venture to the extra urban as well, to my family cottage. And he went outside into the woods. Anyway, we had a wood chipper there to deal with fallen debris. And Kevin and I were given the task of chipping 2 mountain-sized piles of twigs and sticks. This was not a big chipper, so it was a good way to keep us teenagers busy. And I went inside after some time, but Kevin stayed chipping until my mom or dad called him in for tea or it was getting dark. The next morning, Kevin asked me if he could go back outside and chip some more. And he did. And some things are simple things Kevin liked, and enjoying the moment, and he found his own version of the cottage at Lake Simcoe. Anyway, the third one and last story I'll call Love. Vicky arrived, and somehow I was still permitted to sleep over at their place on the settee, which I did quite a bit during uni. Usually after a bit too much Guinness, followed by Kevin's prescription of 2 large bottles of Gatorade, saying, "Jamie, just drink more Gatorade, it will be fine." It only stopped when Kevin and Vicky got Mio. I'm allergic to cats, and perhaps it was a hint. But it wasn't the allergies that moved me, for Mio was a Norwegian forest cat, and from kitten size, it decided that I shouldn't be sleeping on the couch any longer. And I woke up with Mio attacking me, teeth and claws. Even as we moved through our 20s, Mio didn't forget me and would still attack me any chance he got. And at 30 pounds, it was kind of disconcerting, so I rarely sat down when visiting them if Mio was roaming free. The amazing thing was that Mio would nicely sit next to Kevin, and Kevin could stroke him with no problem. Vicky would carry Mio around, pretending to make him walk on his hind legs without incident. And when Pearl was born, he'd let Pearl do the same. Animals know their people. In Japanese, there's an expression, and I don't know how to say it properly, but the expression describes a particular closeness or specialness of a relationship, describing the interconnectedness of it being like fish and water. And this is how Kevin felt about his Pearl. Kevin and Vicky have always been there to hold my hand. And Vicky and Pearl, please lean on me and lean on us. Kevin was a gentleman and a samurai. Kevin is a gentleman and a samurai. I'd like to close with a brief poem by William Blake and sentiment by Norwegian Erling Kagge about the inability to distinguish between eternity and brief speck of time. To see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Cheryl, and I've come to join you all today to pay tribute and remember our dear Kevin. I've known Kevin and Vicky for over 25 years, and it is difficult to think of one without the other. And then Pearl joined them, and it's difficult to think of one without all three. I first met Kevin through Vicky, and perhaps my story can be viewed more through that lens of friendship that began all those years ago. I first met Vicky, this vibrant, beautiful, intelligent, and caring person, when we were both doing our masters in university. And as we became friends, we would often trade laughs and stories about our lives, classes, family. But the one person whom she'd often referred to, time and time again, was her beloved Kevin. She spoke about him with such love and fondness. One day, she would introduce him. Tall. She would often say, "Oh," and when we finally met him, wow, he was very tall. But it quickly became apparent that there was so much more to Kevin than just his height. He had this quiet confidence about him. He was observant, generous, He had a wry, quirky sense of humor. Everyone could see how happy he was to be with Vicky and how they treated each other with such love and respect. As I learned more about their history together, it was evident how special their relationship really was. They met in high school in Taiwan until he moved to Canada with his family. I can imagine how difficult it must have been to be uprooted from your home that you're used to and start anew in a new country, and to have to leave your friends and family behind. A new country, a new culture, a new language, and a new school. But through it all, the love and connection between Kevin and Vicky continued to flourish across time and distance, across the world, from Taiwan to Canada, until Vicky was finally able to join him to study, and they were reunited. As I got to know Kevin, I was impressed at how much perseverance he had, how hardworking he was to make it through school, and to make a life for himself in a new country. He was truly a self-made man who had the talent and insight to be so successful in his field. I remember often coming over to their home and seeing the letters of thanks and commendation about his professionalism, from CEOs, CIOs, directors of this and directors of that. All the people that he had helped, tasks he no doubt performed above and beyond the call of duty. Though he was never one to brag, in fact, he was very humble. I know that these well-deserved recognition of his accomplishments were a source of quiet pride. What a long way to have come when he started as a new student immigrant to Canada. But that was just the kind of person Kevin was: humble, hardworking, helpful, and thoughtful. He was always willing to lend a hand whenever he could, and it didn't matter who you were or what you did. But perhaps one of the most powerful stories I can recall to give you a greater insight about the kind of person he was during one of his early days as he was struggling as a newly graduate student trying to find a job. He was accepted into a training program or a training position in IT under a manager who treated him very well. And after the probation period was over, the company that hired him told him they were planning to replace him to take over the job of the manager, but did not inform the manager. Kevin, being the person he was so disappointed at how this was handled so poorly and callously, quit right there and then in protest. What do these actions say about the kind of person Kevin was? Young and struggling for work. That's integrity. And that's where his principles lay. He not only valued the importance of being treated fairly for himself, but also valued that for others. He cared that the people around him were treated well also. Speaking of treated well, Kevin did enjoy the finer things in life. Good beer shared with friends, the best cigars, trips and shopping, nice cars and fancy duds, and great food shared with his peoples. But he never stopped learning and always had high standards for himself, but also sought that for his friends too. You all know who you are. You out to a 5-course meal or cooking himself, you always got his best. I remember one time when he was learning how to cook and I came over for a visit and we were going to make a new dish, and he opened his refrigerator and took one look at the green onions that he had in the fridge and exclaimed that did not look fresh enough, even though he had only bought them yesterday. So back out we went so that he could buy only the freshest green onions to cook and entertain with. And that was just green onions. And that was the kind of person he was. That kind of caring soul that wanted the best for you because you were his friend. He was always willing to give the best for all the people that knew him. But perhaps the greatest joy for Kevin that I know of was to build a family of his own with his love Vicky and Pearl. I remembered how happy they were on the day of their wedding. He finally married his high school sweetheart, and they were devoted to each other, supporting each other, helping Vicky with her new career, the joy he took in taking care of his new home and life together. He adored her, and she him. They were always there with each other and for each other through thick and thin. And even in the most difficult times, he always showed such strength, courage, and perseverance, and inspiring others to find courage as well. As Jamie so aptly said, he was like Yoda. But I think Kevin will agree that his greatest accomplishment was having Pearl. The love in his eyes whenever he first saw her at the hospital has only grown. I think he gladly took on a second and maybe the most noblest career as a father, as documented in the many, many pictures that we have seen today. I remember being there when he and Vicky were discussing the names that they would choose for Pearl. And one thing that he kept repeating was, in Chinese, it meant 掌上明珠, which meant she was the pearl and the most precious treasure you can hold. And I think it's a perfect name for Pearl. And this is how much he loves you. And I know that love will always live on. Kevin's kindness, integrity, strength, courage, and perseverance truly is an inspiration to me and my family of what an exemplary father, partner, friend, and good person should be. I am reminded of a quote by Helen Keller that I'm holding close for comfort, and I'm hoping that it would bring some comfort to you all as well. What was once enjoyed and we can never lose, for all we love deeply becomes part of us. I hope to continue to live by the kind of character that Kevin has exemplified. I hope you know that you're just not a team of two, but we're all on your team, and we will always be here for both of you.
Hello, everybody. My name is James. This is Jay. We have an establishment just around the corner from where Kevin, Vicky, and Pro used to live, named Sneaky D's. And Kevin used to come there all the time. Very special person. We've known Kevin for 15 years. Every moment that, sorry, I'm a little nervous. Every moment that he came over to see us, every interaction was something special. He was a different type of person. I couldn't remember exactly when I saw Kevin for the first time, and Jay reminded me, or actually told me he remembered the very first time. Kevin came in, as he usually would come in, have a seat at the bar, ordered the drink, and then Jay, having a good eye, noticed he had some really silver jewelry on him. I believe it's named King Baby. And they started talking. Jay was having an argument or something with his wife, and Kevin suggested, why don't you buy her some Queen Baby? He did, and of course she loved it until she found out how expensive Queen Baby was, and then she wasn't that happy with it, but I'm sure she enjoyed it very much. Kevin did like the really nice things in life. I enjoyed sitting and talking to Kevin. Eventually, he started bringing his family around, and it was a real joy as a father to see Kevin with his little daughter at the time come and sit at a booth. And Kevin enjoyed, as he worked in IT, all sorts of electrical gadgets, and he would have 3 or 4 phones on the bar, or he would have, the newest iPad before it was available to anyone else. So, of course, with his daughter, he would have her with either a phone or a tablet or something, watching her programs as he would entertain us and talk with us and engage in all the lovely conversations we would have, as we are food lovers also, being in the restaurant business, of course. One of the nicest things that we were able to do is take the time and get away from our work and go out as boys, sort of like a boys' night out. And there was no care in the world at those moments. We would sit, anything, have some good food, enjoy our company, and of course, sometimes life got in the way, and we didn't get to see each other as much as we wanted. We were planning to try to get together again. I messaged him in late April, and I was not aware that something wasn't right. So for the first time ever, he just didn't get in touch with me, and later on we found out what was going on. At the store, as every member of staff would meet him, talk with him, they would realize that he was a very special person. There wasn't anyone who didn't enjoy his company. Kevin was a very generous and helpful person, very caring. He saw one of our staff members didn't have a watch, he gave him one. Somehow he found out my telephone broke. He said, here, take this one since I have 3 or 4. Jay broke his ankle one time, and while he was sitting in the fracture clinic with about another 80 people, miraculously somehow a nurse walks up to him and says, are you Jay? Do you need anything? Do you need a coffee? Do you need a newspaper? Do you need a bottle of water? And it's like how he did those things, I don't know. It's very difficult when you lose a parent. I know I lost my mother about 30 years ago, and it was very, very soon or too early to have that happen. And what can I say? It's just terrible. I can't believe, none of us can actually believe that we're not going to see Kevin walk through that door and just sit at the bar. Jay yell down and tell me, stop what you're doing, Kevin's here, coming up and see him take a break and see him for a bit. We have a picture of him as you walk into the restaurant. He's right next to my son's picture. That's how much we thought of him as a family member, as a close friend. To Vicky, thank you for reaching out and asking us to come and say a few words. And Pearl, our hearts go out to you from us, from our families, from all the staff of Sneaky D's. Our deepest condolences. We love you very much. Thank you for allowing us to be part of this. Thank you. Sorry, Susan.
Will Dr. Paul be coming up to speak? No? Okay. Anyone who would care to say some kind words about Kevin, we're more than welcome. In the meantime, while we wait, I'm just going to recite a poem that I thought seemed fitting about Kevin. Although I never met him, getting to know Vicky and meeting Pearl, I can see how much he was loved. He is gone. You can shed tears that he is gone, or you can smile because he has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that he will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that he is gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what he would want, smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. If there is anyone else who wants to step forward and say a few words, otherwise we are going to close the casket.
Vicky, Pearl, there isn't much to say that hasn't already been said. Kevin was a unique person, kind, thoughtful, generous. He will be greatly missed. I know, based on the turnout here, everyone has been touched by him. It has been difficult for all of us to acknowledge that Kevin is no longer here with us, but in our hearts. There isn't much more that can be said. We're here for you. Whatever you need, we're here to support you.
My name is Paul. I work in the emergency department at Toronto General. I just wanted to say, when you look around the room, you see how many people are here. You realize, as Richard has said, how well loved Kevin was. But I just wanted to say something about all the people that didn't know Kevin personally, who he touched, because he was a problem solver who kept things working at the hospital, helping doctors and patients to get the care that they needed. Without people like him who were dedicated, things wouldn't work nearly as well. Whenever I needed something to be fixed in the emergency department, if I picked up the phone, Kevin always answered, and he was always available. We usually had to do most of our work over lunch in a sushi restaurant, but we got the work done, and as I said, he was dedicated to his work, and a caring person both to the people he knew and loved and to all the people around who depended on him that didn't know he was there, and he didn't know them either, but it mattered to him that they got looked after. I think that says a lot about him. He'll be missed. But he has a legacy of doing things right and caring about people, and we'll try to carry on in that spirit.
Thank you to everyone who said such kind words about Kevin today. We are just going to have a quick moment of silence. Then we will be closing the casket. If everyone would just please bow their heads. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our service here in the chapel. Once we have closed the casket and then exited the chapel, we will be making our way upstairs to a reception in Kevin's honor. I thank you all for joining us today, and I know that Vicky and Pearl are surrounded by people who love her and who loved Kevin. Thank you. rise, and I have Elder step forward. One, two, three, please. And throw just right here. And I'm going to use flowers. Place your loving hand on top of the casket while they are alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite the family on the second floor of the funeral procession. You're welcome to this box here to the left. There is the elevator to the right of the stairs to the left. Thank you.
I'm just gonna hang it. Wow. I'm just gonna hang it.
Okay, it's on me now. Okay, switch. Yeah, you can put on yours. I'll come into the main room. Should I come into that room?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Just, I could scoot you around.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jackie.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Just gonna
Sorry.
Sorry.
With you.
Okay, I'll set up in the other corner. Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry. Could I just pass through?
Not a problem.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Right enough? Too bright? Okay.
I go there Mondays. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. That's what I like to do. I like to are struggling to find motivation, motivation. A lot of us there are helpers. I mean, I think I'm the oldest one in the business, so they love when I come. I haven't, no, because I'm always busy. I want to do that one.
Yeah, no, I've done a whole bunch of different things. Right now I'm with TFL. They're with this big infrastructure project. Yeah, Tim and I were standing outside, we were looking at each other I had long blonde hair, a beard. I look more mature.
So James sneaky police, and Joe Saturday, I'm a little person compared to these big guys now. I did, I was like a total, because they were really, fuck Bernie, what do you know? Okay, I'm close to mine. So I would study for 1 hour, and then school
Probably going to get you in my shot, but his picture is here, so it's nice. Yeah, it's good. Once in a while, but
Sorry.
with the daughter. Hold on, all right, so. Switch to me if you want. Let me zoom a little bit. It's all right, don't worry. It's okay. It's a live stream. Oh, that, yeah, it's a flash. Maybe it's stuck right now. It was I just plan around the room. I just plan around. Let me know when you want to switch,
This is Jennifer's
Not the solutions, not the
all the problems.
Pretty well finished that MSICU epic roll. That took so long.
Started, and then once you guys got rolling, it's been like
I think the mics are dying. Seem like a red light. Got the other one on. I have it in my bag, so.
Yeah. Come by sometime. On a Saturday or Sunday, because I teach.
What do you teach? Right. My husband's in the business of hospitality and tourism.
Yeah, nice. That's good. Well, in the restaurant.
Yeah.
It's nice. Last
So you're there on the weekends?
Saturday, Sunday for sure, because I catch up on my stuff.
Yeah.
Come by for brunch.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Take care, Jay. I know. You told me that. I didn't even know it was him, and then I looked. I'm very focused. I've been focusing for a long time because I get distracted. And you get nothing done. I do too much to do. And I gotta stay focused. Charles.
Yeah, before I take you off, we'll have 5 minutes. I gotta go.
Nice to see you, Charles. Listen, the other day, Jay Shetty was on the...
I saw you sitting behind me.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you're over my right shoulder.
Well, I was thinking about you because when he was talking about a manager and a leader,
Yeah.
you were a leader. I want you to know that. You were a leader.
You want to know what's funny? The guy the day before, the guy
Oh, Marty.
he was on the manager and leader.
Yeah.
Monty, yeah. And I'm like, you call managers making you do something, leaders, you want to do it because they inspire you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't force anybody to do anything.
No, you don't.
And I'm a hospitality grad myself, so I understand things better than estate. It's different from real estate. I don't think you fully understand. Real estate agents are all independent contractors. No manager's going to make them do shit.
No matter what they say.
No matter what they say. So we have really no choice but to leave.
Yeah, but your role there is a manager, you're not a leader. So maybe they should not call managers and call leaders.
Tell that to you don't understand. You know what I said at the trust? I have a good government meeting. And they're like, yeah, we want your feedback on it. That's huge. I go, let's go feedback. Why are you giving someone a title salesperson and you haven't given them a fucking hour of sales training? They're all kind of standing around the room. I'm like, let's just give this person a title. They're not qualified. You're all like, got a point. That's the problem. Okay, stop. What? Anyway, that's on. No, it's all confidentiality. Non-disclosure agreement. I'm like, you know what? Everybody knows who this is for. We're talking about our input. Oh, commercial conversation. What should we do? Education. Oh, welcome to training. Wow. They don't want to take it. That's the government. Well, listen, I can try I can drive a fucking car. Yes. Or I can drive a fucking well, the commercial vehicle. No, there it is. The same license, right? Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter what you fucking do. I had 3 at the top, like one of my commercial agents, Canada wide, my new book. None of them had any yet they're making millions. Millions. You know? They can't even but they're making money. Scary, right? Like, I don't know. And they're all going to look at it and be like, somebody might have somebody about that. Don't touch my brain. I got about 66 remarkable. But they trick. You gotta learn the tricks. When they learn the tricks, you can fix that. And that's the way we're going to end. If you say it like that, it's not going to be uncomfortable. Recognize it. Recognize it. And then people go, oh! It's like scratch. You gotta know where it is. Oh, I didn't know it did that. I didn't know it did that. I'm like, well, it does. They're like, and they start using it, right?
Is that Ralph?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just heard a few things at the thing.
Yeah.
I have to also get it.
You're gonna have no choice. You don't have to. You're going to. We had I got it all recorded.
So you like your new place?
Doesn't matter where you go. Rematch is rematch. I just have a lot more turbulence in my
I like that answer. Oh, you're on the streets.
I got a lot of turbulence in my home, I tell you. All different colors. I might never. I don't have to do laundry. I've not done laundry in over 2 years. The only time I have to cook is Italian food. Okay? So like, I have to do that much Italian. And, you know, so I may never, I think I'm never going to finish my house. Just oh my God, what's the house? There's not and then she was in the administration department. So she knows like it doesn't bother her because she gets it. She understands that I'll let her be involved 9 to 5 and get paid and stuff like that. Give her a water. I'm going to load and shit. I'm doing doctor. You know whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm not perfect. Let's be you know, no one's perfect. You know what I'm saying? She's actually good. Her education actually happened here. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of grew up here. So her parents are traditional. Her dad's kind of like ex-soldier, you know what I'm saying? He's a hard kind of guy. She's for all intents and purposes. She doesn't speak Cambodian. I speak more Italian and French than she speaks Cambodian. You know what I'm saying? They get it? So I'm more Italian than she is Cambodian. But yeah, she is submissive in the sense that, she goes the kitchen, like, I'm allowed to eat, she's there, and I'm allowed to do certain things. Like anything in the house, anything that happens outside of the house, so anything that has to do with anything physical, don't do anything with them, okay? But on the other hand, like when it comes to these, except for I'm not the number one snack. At 2 in the morning, it's just like shit. I'm not paying. But if it comes to I don't want to. Like that's, you understand? So she has her own lifestyle. Yes. I started to call Gary and Saturdays, it's okay. You know, yourself in my shoes. He's got his routine. 10 o'clock, she's at the office, and he's at 6:37. His routine that he's on, and he's been on that routine for many years. That's what it He's connected to the money. He knows the numbers. He understands the GFA. Yeah, he's an agent. He ran exit with, he created exit with the Evan Stevens. Yeah, way back then. I did all this here. This is just say, hey, are you interested in doing all of us? And then
100 degree.
Jason said I should talk to you about assembly. I got something. I'll send it to you right now. Let me just doesn't sound yeah, I'm gonna computerize that, digitize it, like scan them up, we'll send them out. Found these in the office. Within the law, so we're going to try and scan them in. You have to check this is a real picture.
Like one of the fucking
I know it's the money. So, and then the girls are looking at this way. Let me send these pictures to the agents. So I send one to like, you know, maybe
What's Johnny doing? Is he still in
I saw her at the
board scout. I think I saw him. And I might have seen him. Our commercial agents, I don't know if he's connected with anybody. Matt Wilson is he's done some development. He has people that we build things, small industrial.
Like an office building.
Yeah, so we have a few agents that might be, have investors from that kind of stuff. There's another guy we have. His name is MD Robert. He has a corporate background in logistics. His first one he did, and just he knows people. Got himself involved in a $16.5 million deal. $16.5 million. And he's like, well, I spoke to him because he doesn't want to pay for it. But he knows the people. He had the relationships, right? So he has these connections and he deals with investors. And that's what resale houses.
Yeah, but I always want
Try him first.
Try to see who I can sell it in town.
And if he doesn't like it, if he's not interested, then let me know and I'll put you How are you going to sell? Are you going to sell to the
If I tell you, then you have to shop around, or anybody that you encounter, is the best, you know, is tends to do all these different things. It's either he's got to pay it, or he's going to sell it.
discuss if
That's not the worst one I had. My daughter was sick. My daughter was sick. The day before we were leaving, right, the night before, we went to a funeral restaurant. And she ate something. She got, then count down every hour. You gotta look it up. You want, I want to take a walk. It goes down, then it's so going away. You're taking anything we waited the night off. Half an hour, I was in that. None of them stopped. And then next day we were leaving, right? Another day in the evening. And then the flight was we are at the airport, flight is cancelled. And they didn't tell us anything. To Air Canada. And then they go and a part of the hostess. And that's the hostess. I think half the people. You have one left. They made us carry a bag. Go back out to you're already in security, right? Take a cab, go back to the hotel, another hotel. To the hotel at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. The flight was at 12 noon. So basically, right? Bus came at 9 o'clock in the morning, took everybody, went back to the it was a night, and then my other daughter was sick. As soon as I landed, I said, I had to that's some infection. Got it. It was a terrible.
Got it. Oh yeah.
Did they do anything? Do anything? I think they don't want to fucking make money on people. But then how do you make a chance? Oh, I think it. Oh, not in Mexico. I thought it. Yeah. If I were in Mexico, I'm thinking, man, well, it should. No, but it's not right, what I'm saying, right? There's no value. Coming in on a land.
They know you're in a pickle. Somebody's free. They know you're not going to say no. But the only you've got to pay.
In the U.S. Like they don't take everything. Then you have
Let me just fly home.
When it's never fun to just sit back in somewhere. Oh, yeah. But dude, I always thought it before I knew the family. I know exactly what to expect. The first thing I
I'm okay with it. You should be okay with it too.
Wait, are you going to be using it?
Even when they're in when they're 50 or something, you get to the front of the line. Ours are afraid because they don't. They're doing it out of fear, not because they wouldn't do it.
It's a picture of a picture.
Oh, it's a picture of a picture. It's a picture. I know, but they took a picture.
Yeah. I think you graduated for engagement, and it was congratulations.
I moved, but I moved before, and I'm glad I did, because you're in the surveys, and you're locked in, you're straight up on the elevators. And these things are back
You're up there, Peterborough, right?